My name is Eddie Yerby.
My name is Kendall Winston.
My name is Caleb McDaniel, and today we'll be presenting you Rube Foster.
Rube Foster was born on September 17, 1879 in Calvert, Texas. Foster began his playing career pitching for the Fort Worth Yellow Jackets in 1897. By 1902, he was hurling for the Giants in Chicago, then jumped to the Otsego Mitch semi-pro white team, and before heading to the Philadelphia Cuban X-Giants. That season, he won 44 games in a row. Andrew Rube Foster, founder and first president of the Negro National League, is known as the father of black baseball. Although his career came to an end in 1926 after he suffered a mental breakdown, Foster had firmly established the Negro Leagues as an important institution in American baseball.
At the height of the Great Migration, Andrew Rube Foster, owner of the Chicago American Giants, organized a meeting with all the Midwest teams' owners in Kansas City. As a result, the Negro National League is established. On May 20th, the Negro National League begins its first season with 7 teams: the Chicago American Giants, the Chicago Giants, the Dayton Marcos, the Detroit Stars, and Indianapolis ABCs, Kansas City Monarchs, and Cuban Stars. This marks the beginning of the golden era of Negro baseball. The Negro Southern League is established. The leagues include cities such as Atlanta, Nashville, Birmingham, Memphis, New Orleans, and Chattanooga. In 1924, the Kansas City Monarchs of the Negro National League and the Hilldale Club of Eastern Colored League played in the first Negro World Series. The Kansas City Monarchs won the championship 5-4.
Some historians have said that Foster's tireless work in establishing and in managing the NNL and his own team had ruined his health by the mid-1920s. In 1925, he was exposed to a gas leak in a room in Indianapolis and was pulled from the room unconscious. Although he recovered, his health was never the same. In 1926, his behavior became so erratic that he was placed in the Illinois State Hospital in Kankakee, where he lived out the rest of his life. Although he talked constantly of baseball and wanted to desperately to win another pennant, Foster never saw his Giants play in the Negro World Series, for which he had worked so hard for. He died of a heart attack on December 9, 1930. More than 3,000 mourners attended his funeral in Chicago, standing in icy rain and wind to witness the procession and pay their respects. He was eulogized as the father of Negro baseball. In 1981, Foster was elected to the National Baseball Hall of Fame. He was the first representative of the Negro Leagues elected as a pioneer or executive. On December 30th, 2009, the U.S. Postal Service announced that it planned to issue a pair of postage stamps in June honoring Negro Leagues baseball. On July 17, 2010, the Postal Service issued a centinet pair of 44-cent first-class U.S. commemorative postage stamps to honor all black professional baseball leagues that operated from 1920 to about 1960. One of the stamps depicted Foster along with his name and the words Negro Leagues Baseball.